Good morning, good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the Morning Kiran. Just a complete disclosure, I am traveling. It's really, really early in the morning, so I have my sleepy eyes. But what can we say? The purpose woke me up, and right, I'm here to speak with you. And thank you for all of you that have joined us. If you saw the post for today's episode, you already know what we're going to talk about and the tug of war that so many of us feel deeply. Purpose or paycheck? Or do you really think that can coexist? Because all we work is to work for something that is meaningful, something that lights up inside of us. But then there is the world we lived in, the world that has responsibility and the roles that we have to play. And sometimes that little birdie whispers in our ear called fear. Be practical, Karen. Be safe, Karen. Don't take risk, Karen. Stick to where you are. You're doing fine in the box you are in, and things are working. You're paying the bills, and the life is moving on. So that is the comfy mode where we love living. And then there is the uncomfortable box, which allows you to think if where you are is making sense, if where you are is giving happiness to you. And you know what? When you're considering purpose and paycheck, purpose doesn't mean that you need to just go and change your job or stop doing what you're doing and look for something new. No, purpose means whatever you are doing, is it giving you happiness? Is it giving you the fulfillment inside? Are you enjoying? Do you feel like you're contributing to your life, to other people around you? You're contributing to whatever work you're doing. So, meaning of purpose can change, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, when we choose because we feel responsibilities. Many times we tuck away our dreams and say, I'll deal with it later. One day I'm going to relook and see what brings me happiness and what feels like a purpose. But now is not the time. But do you really think that time ever comes? Question just for you to think about. And quietly, we wonder if maybe we just can have both. I don't believe that anymore. Not anymore. I don't think it is purpose versus paycheck. I believe it is purpose versus fear. You see, the paycheck isn't the problem. Money is never an enemy. Money gives us stability, it gives us safety, it gives us freedom. But fear is the sneaky one. It tells a story that sounds like logic. It says in our mind, Karen, don't take risk. Don't do something. You're doing fine. Everything is working fine. Why don't you want to just change everything? That is what fear tells us. You can't disappoint anyone. You can afford to fail. And many more, right? You all probably have different thoughts that come to your mind when you're thinking of doing a change or reconsidering anything that is out of our creature of habit things. That voice, that is what keeps us stuck. I've been there, I've lived that, and continuously live that. It's just that the more I'm learning about it, the more awareness I'm getting. When that sneaky voice comes, I'm self aware that it's coming. And it allows me to evaluate, come out of the box, to reconsider everything. So, today I'm going to share some stuff that has worked for me, some stuff that I'm still working towards, and in the end, see what nuggets we can pick up from today as you're sipping a cup of coffee or driving to work or doing whatever you're doing at this hour. For me, it is 5 a.m. where I am right now, but our scheduled time is Toronto, which is 7 a.m., usually the time right before I drop my youngest one. So I'll give you an example of one of my life stories. There was a time when everything was perfect. This is about 10 years ago. Life was perfect, the way I thought it was at that point, and the work was amazing. I had success. I had everything I needed, six-figure job, respect, love. I was killing it. I was killing it. But then there was times I would come home from a long day and feel I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Why? What did I gain? What did I do today? And why don't I feel happy with what I'm doing? I thought I was happy, but there was something missing. If any one of you have ever felt that way, or you feel at this point, there was something missing that whispered in my ear, Karen, you can do better. This is not you. This is more to it. I just didn't know what. I didn't know what to look, where to look. But slowly, those little whisper voices started increasing, and I was hearing more of it. I was hearing them more often, and I was hearing it louder to the point I couldn't ignore. And I had to listen to it. And it wasn't that I was trapped in a job, it wasn't that I was trapped by the fear of losing what I had built. Or actually, it was. Probably was a fear of losing what I had built. And maybe you have been there as well. Something to ponder once again. The moment where your heart says one thing and your mind says another, that is your first sign to reevaluate that situation. Make a note of this. Took me years to figure this one out. When your heart and your mind is not in alignment, my friends, there is something that needs to be addressed. When your heart says you're overworking, or you're whatever way you're going to look into whatever segment of your life, but your mind is telling you and directing you to do something different, there is something missing, because they're supposed to work in alignment. So finally, I stopped letting the fear make my decisions. When I stopped doing that, something greatly shifted. And I didn't lose the paycheck. I just found peace, because it started to make sense. And I realized I don't have to make some drastic decision to walk away and tomorrow morning figure out something new and be have a replacement. No, it just made sense that there was something needed. It started to make sense that I need to explore something. It started to make sense that when I was thinking and visualizing it, it was giving me peace. And what do we work for? What do we live for? Feeling good. End of the day, laugh, feel good. And when that feeling good came in, that is where I realized I need to overcome the fear of whatever fear I had. So let's talk about how do you actually make all this happen. First of all, I want you to consider to look outside the word. Again, purpose doesn't mean replacing a paycheck. You can be in your current paycheck and still find the purpose in your life. Or maybe you already have and you can enhance it, or you're going to figure out some different ways if you start thinking about it, and some of the nuggets that we will share. So, what is the number one thing you can look at? Redefine your purpose. What does purpose mean to you? Purpose doesn't always mean taking a big, deep leap or a new job. That is not what purpose is. It's how you show up every day, how you treat people, how do you lead at the place of your work. Maybe your job isn't your purpose, but you are. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe you yourself is the purpose of your life. Second one, find meaning to wherever you are. There is always a purpose in wherever you are. You just have to find and think beyond the roles and the responsibility and the money that you have to earn. So ask yourself, what part of today felt meaningful? A question to ask you before you go to bed. It is such a perfect exercise. It is one exercise that still makes me sleep like a 6 months infant. Clearing the mind. What part of today meant and felt meaningful to you? Maybe it was mentoring someone. Maybe it was solving a problem with care and affection and with your time and presence. Maybe it was a purpose. And always remember, purpose is not small. Purpose could be those quiet moments that you give somebody a time, you showed somebody a way, you opened a door for somebody, you answered that question where somebody was stuck and you helped them go to the next level. Maybe your purpose is doing those meaningful things which allow you to feel good at that moment. And one of the purpose, my friend, for every human, I would say, is to feel good every day. To whatever you're doing, to wherever you are. Feeling good is always a key one. So I would highly recommend that you figure it out how to feel good to wherever you are. Number three, build slowly. If you have identified that you want to add something new to give a purpose to your life, to give happiness to your life, or to bring peace and feeling fulfilled and feeling good in a day, and you have identified few things, you don't have to do it everything in one day. You don't even have to do it in 1 month, and you don't even have to do it in a year. I started this 8 years ago when I left automotive, and I thought auto was my baby. I thought it was my oldest one, and then I realized this is not making sense. And then I left that world and I started my own world after that, and it was small steps, and they were scary and they were fearful because I had left a perfect world and I started to start my own purpose. Now, I'm not recommending everybody to do that. I was one of those that woke up one day and said, I don't want to do this, I want to do this, and I started that path. Years after, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm so happy of where I am. And that is how I'm saying, look at wherever you are and identify what steps do you need to take, what changes you need to make in your day that allows you to feel purpose driven. It allows you to feel you are paying your bills, but it also allows you to feel good end of the day. So let me ask you right now, what are you choosing from? Purpose, paycheck, or both? No judgments, just raising an awareness for you to consider, because awareness is actually where changes begin. If no one told you this lately, let me remind you, you are allowed to have a meaningful life. You are allowed to have financial stability, and you are absolutely allowed to have them coexist. So, this is quietly for yourself. I am allowed to grow. I am allowed to earn, and I am to allowed to live with purpose, to feel good every single day of my life. All right, let's hit few of the questions that people have DM'd me after they saw the event was posted. The first one is, Kieran, what if I don't know my purpose yet? Totally okay. Totally okay. At this point, many times I still feel like the purpose that I thought, is it really the purpose, or is there something more to it, or is there more to come? Perfectly fine. That allows you, you're synced with yourself, you're asking yourself, and you're opening yourself to receive the answers. So start by following what feels right, one small step at a time. So I would say the purpose is not built in one day. Purpose isn't just found, it is actually built, starting by following what feels right to you, one small step at a time. I hope that answers the question, my friend. Second question that came to me was, what if I'm scared to lose my stability? What if I am scared to lose my stability? I don't think that actually loses you, first of all. No. Keep your stability the way it is and take small, brave steps um, towards the purpose. Fear means growth. Fear doesn't mean not danger, if that makes sense to you. So you don't need to be scared of where you are. Keep your stability and take one little teeny beeny step next. Allow that to settle. Allow your mind to absorb it. Allow that to become a habit. Then take another teeny beeny step to the next one. That is the formula I have used all along so far, where I don't need to take drastic steps. I still got to raise my kiddos. I still got to do what I got to do, and I still want to live the lifestyle I live. So maintain what you have, take like little tiny bitty steps ahead, and as you settle into that, then identify another step to move forward. I hope that answers your question. The third one is, what if my purpose doesn't make money? Huh, a good one. What if my purpose doesn't make money? Then don't put that pressure on yourself yet. Yet. Let it breathe, let it grow. Because each purpose that makes sense and feel good at your heart will eventually grow and fulfill all the requirements that you desire. It is just that maybe today, where you're looking, and the next door that seem to be in your awareness, we don't know what we don't know, remember? So we can only see so far, few months ahead, a year ahead. After that is all guesswork. So do take the steps that make sense to you in the year ahead, in the months ahead, in the days ahead, and today. Show up for yourself today. Let it breathe, let it grow, and purpose needs nurturing before it can provide you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here today. It is 7:15, time for us to get to our work. So you showing up for this conversation tells me you're already choosing yourself and you're choosing courage over fear. Join me next Tuesday again at 7 a.m. Eastern Time for another real, light, and joyful conversation to start your morning. Until then, laugh, share, and feel good. Bye, everyone.